Well, the leaders of the pro-democracy movement in Sudan have called for a nationwide campaign of civil disobedience starting on Sunday. Their call comes after 3 figures in groups opposing the government, including a politician, were arrested. The BBC's Africa security correspondent, Tommy Oladipo, says the arrests come at a key moment in mediation talks.
They come just after Ethiopia's Prime Minister visited Sudan. He was coming in as a mediator to bring together the opposition alliance and the military. When he spoke to both sides, to each side rather, they seemed like they were open to dialogue, although the opposition gave a list of conditions before they would speak. But then the military followed that up by ordering these arrests, and 3 opposition leaders arrested in just a matter of hours. So I think that only raises the tension now in Sudan.
Well, with me from Norwich is Dr. Sara Abdelgalil, President of the Sudan Doctors Union. Dr. Abdelgalil, thank you so much for your time. Are you in touch with people in Sudan? What are they telling you about how they're feeling given the latest crackdown and the arrests?
Obviously, the internet connection is not, there is a lot of restriction. That's one issue. Even trying to call directly, people are not able to leave their houses to go and get sort of SIM cards or try to get any way to call. It's becoming very dangerous to leave your house. Therefore, the information is limited. However, the preparation for the civil disobedience is going. People feel satisfied with the organization of that so far. And the fear is about the response of the TMC and of the RSF, the Rapid Support Forces, or the Janjaweed, today, in the next 24 hours. Therefore, the international community must be observing that closely because of the fear of violence.
Have people given you any sense of what kind of civil disobedience they're talking about, given they're so concerned of a response from the military?
What we are calling for is a national complete civil disobedience in all sectors, apart from emergency cover, for example, in the medical field, saying that it's becoming even difficult to provide that with the invasion of the hospitals, with the fear about traveling from home to the hospital that you will be attacked on your way to go there. So the civil disobedience is to paralyze the TMC.
So are we talking about strikes? Is that what we're talking about?
Both. Strike and civil disobedience. It's very difficult in this situation to strike and go to work and sit there and talk about your rights. You will be subjected to shooting or killing or detention.
Well, given what you're describing, and we have seen the arrests of these opposition leaders after they were speaking to the Ethiopian Prime Minister who's there trying to mediate, are you feeling pessimistic about the chances of protesters to push for and succeed in getting a civilian government into Sudan?
No, I think we still positive that we will use all the tools that we have. However, the issue is not only about detaining the 4 people in the last 24 hours, even before Abiy Ahmed airplane landed in Addis Ababa. The main issue is about the terrorist group, the Janjaweed, that are, occupying most of the cities in Sudan. This group has to be identified as a terrorism group, and an action has to be taken. This is the main obstacle.
I imagine there is a lot of concern about the Rapid Support Forces, formerly known as the Janjaweed. You're talking about some sort of intervention. What do you want to see? Do you want to see the African Union intervene with troops, or the international community?
We don't want any army or any intervention in Sudan. What we want is the following. We want the TMC to be paralyzed, not to be identified or welcomed by the international community. We would like a mediated intervention, so that will be swift, smooth handover of the power to a civilian government. We would like the Janjaweed and Hemeti to be recognized as a terrorism group, and that will have an implication about what will happen next by transitional justice. We want the detainees to be released. We want doctors to be able to go to the hospitals at the moment to save lives. There is a humanitarian crisis in Sudan for a country that people led a civilized, peaceful, non-violent resistance in the last 5 months.
Dr. Sara Abdelgalil, thank you so much for your time and for your insight.